Hello everyone, I'm Shrink from Snowflake Studio, and today I want to talk about a project I've been working on for around 12 days, made with GameMaker. So, this all started after we finished working on SYNTHROME. We took a break and I decided that I'd make myself familiar with GameMaker Studio while working on a small 1 to 2 month game for Halloween. A short one. A horror themed game, and I called it Court of the Jester. We were supposed to make it sort of a double feature game, an FPS version with Unreal Engine 5, and a top down Zelda inspired version. Not to get your hopes up, this game got shelved. I decided to follow a series of tutorials on YouTube, and to tell you the truth, it was not fun. Honestly, I first decided to learn the D&D, drag and drop, which is like Unreal Blueprints, visual scripting, but with so many failing attempts and frustration. I found a tutorial series that uses Code's GameMaker language, and I went with that. Then the journey began. Day 1. The plan was to learn GameMaker basics, learn how to make something Mario-ish, and apply what I learned from that to Court of the Jester, and the process was not fun at all. So to spice things up, I wanted to make a funny, relatable game, kind of going around with the trends that are going around right now. Like I had some Labubu-like creatures and a Goth Queen and a bunch of funny shit put together. Simple, right? Well, right if you stick to that vision. I didn't. The game ended up being something more like Ninja Gaiden on the NES and Castlevania. Day 3. The first few attempts were horrible, and throughout the process I struggled with coding, the moving platforms, so many other things, Even with the assistance of AI, it is really helpful for me to go back and forth and check the syntax and all. But then again, I'm not a programmer, I'm just a peasant game designer. So yeah. Day 4. So I scrapped the Mario clone and took this up a notch. Instead of levels, I wanted to make one big level where the goal is to collect, say, 10 tokens and beat the game. The map would be split into sections that employ different mechanics for each section. But that would have been boring for me. So I decided to make the powers of the main character progressively grow with the tokens collected. So you get unique mechanics in section 1, and you have a certain ability. Then you unlock ability 2 for section 2, and there are new mechanics and stuff there. So, it's always refreshing and changing. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So, I had a jump, double jump, attack 1, that is a short range attack, it's a spell. Dash, which originally was attack 2, a small projectile, like the fire projectiles, or maybe it's I wanted it to be like directed in 8 directions, but it's got complicated and I dropped it and I settled on a dash. And turn to bat, or the main character turns into a little bat, a fly mechanic, and that bat would go places within the map, but it dies if it touches anything harmful, and it has a cooldown and a certain amount of seconds, And by day 5, a prototype version was working with menus and all. It's important to clarify what I mean by days. By days, I work typically from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., then again at around 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. up to 6 or 7 a.m. So that makes a day equals around 12 to 13 hours of work. To recap, day 1 and 2, I got familiar with game maker and dusted off my sprite making editing skills, since it's been a long time since I actually did sprite work. Day 3 I scrapped the project and written a simple design document or whatever to keep track of this short project and write down the features. It served more as a checklist, and I updated it frequently to make it a proper design document along the way. Days 4 and 6 I was making the actual Goth Mary game core. Yep, that's what I call the game. I used assets from itch.io and did some sprites myself, and used Sailor Mars sprites temporarily, as I still am. Temporarily is such a weird word. As I still am actually looking to collaborate with a pixel artist to make Goth Mary come to life. Yeah, I'm begging to collaborate with a pixel artist. I can't do that. I can't do pixels. It's just too much for me to focus on design, programming, and so many other things, you know. There's just so much going on. So yeah, days 7 and 8, I was fine-tuning, adding music. I picked the music from itch.io again, and found the right music for the levels, the sections, and the main menu and cutscenes and stuff. And I've been writing the cutscene dialogue. As dumb as it is, it took time, and I redesigned some sections. And now we reach day 9, the horrible yet not so horrible day. The game was split into forest section, castle section, sky section, boss fight, and underground sections. Basically 3 sections. For technical reasons, I lost all but my forest and castle sections, and this made me wanna publish the unfinished prototype. I mean, come on now. I am frustrated enough already, and now this happens? Ugh. After making peace with that, I redid most of it, but it gave me a chance to modify and change the design of the sections in response to feedback from test, and to better employ the mechanics I settled on. The dash came in late, as I said. And these sections are less unfair now. I mean, they still have some cheap traps, but that's kind of one of the cores of the game, and it's more within reason now. And they avoid the new redesigned sections. They avoid the glitchy stuff that I know of, because the game is imperfect. And I tried my best to employ the mechanics, the new mechanics, and the new abilities to work in coherence or in synergy with each other. So yeah, there's that. And by day 10 is where I added the special effects, music, and enhanced the stuff overall. Days 11 and 12 are when I settled. This is far from perfect, but delivers the vision I had in mind, which is the build that I have been showcasing, if you've seen this video on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. It is also unfinished when it comes to the character sprites, obviously, and a few other things, but it is what it is, man. So, let me discuss my final vision. After scrubbing Court of the Jester and writing down Goth Mary's funny document, here's what my final version was. What I wanted to achieve, which I failed in so many areas, but succeeded in many others. So, even Steven, I guess? What I learned and realized. Number 1. Coding is not for me. I mean, I love helping around or coming up with logic and solutions for problems, but I just fucking hate syntax and actually writing code. So what I'm trying to say is, it's not for everyone. Like, but you still got to learn it, right? You can't just say, I want to make games, I want to be a game designer or whatever, and you got to start doing some stuff, and you do that by coding your own games at first to gain the experience. Even simple games like create 1, 2, 3 mechanics using fucking AI to help you write the code or whatever, to work on what you actually love, and that is game design, supposedly. Number 2, coding is a hell lot better than D&D. That's drag and drop, as it gives you, in my opinion, more freedom because you directly do stuff, and in a way it made me focus on the game and level design itself. I did attempt something, but it didn't work for me. I have a strong feeling that it would work for you though, and that is mixing the D&D with coding. To each one of those two, their own strengths in this day and age. I'd say handling music and many other things is easier and better handled in D&D, whereas the main character physics, movement, etc. is better handled in GML, Game Maker Language, for example. Number 3, keep a tracker. The tracker helped me and pushed me to achieve more and more on a daily basis. It was a cycle of, I just need to fix this and get this fixed so I could work on the next task because this one's becoming boring and annoying. It just gets shit done, and it helps with deadlines, so keep a tracker. Number 4, I learned that we strayed away from documentation, because I remember as a kid, I used to learn Python by reading documentation, actually reading that, learning Mugen, the 2D fighter engine, by reading the actual stuff. These days I noticed myself, of course, and I assume many others do too. We usually go to YouTube or whatever, and it's on us, but it's also on the documentation. They are getting lousy these days, and yeah, I kind of miss when it required more skill to do this stuff, and making documentation and videos wasn't about making a profit or marketing something. Just the more genuine stuff were more helpful, if that makes sense. Number 5, you probably know this, but getting started is the hardest part. And by this, I don't mean normal getting started. I mean getting started the right way. This kind of relates to number 4, as in, if you start wrong and you're like me, you'll probably hate this. It's this bullshit, you know? Not because I'm a quitter, but I hate frustrating things that doesn't teach me what I want to know. It's always too dumb, then too complicated, or vice versa, or whatever. And most of the time, these vids teach you logic over writing stuff. They teach you how to think instead of how to write what you think. So yeah, get started. Start small, and if it's too small, go up a level and expand it and make it more complicated. Try to do your stuff your way and see what happens. You know, like you learn X mechanic, but try to use the syntax you learned to create Z mechanic, you know? What I am looking forward to. I really hope that I find collaborators, especially pixel artists, and maybe a game maker language programmer, as I really want this to come to life in the best, most fun way possible. This experience is not just a proof of concept to show to who I want to collaborate with on this game, it also helps me as a game designer to collaborate with others on their projects. It sounds silly, but the first ever collaboration on Unreal Engine in 2019 required me to double the effort, as I was learning how to work with Unreal Engine and learn the environment, and thinking about the level design and game design and these stuff that I should be working on. So yeah, if you want to collaborate or chat or whatever, reach out. I'd love to talk to you. And finally, hope you all enjoyed this devlog. I guess it's been a fun ride and I wanted to share it with you. So thank you for sticking around and see you next time, maybe in a Goth Mary video or a new project video, who knows. Bye!